Hello viewers, welcome to Khalajan's Kitchen. My name is Farkhanda and today I'm making one of my favorite cakes, that is orange and blueberry cake. For this cake we need 1.5 cups of self-raising flour. If you don't have the self-raising flour, you can use all-purpose flour. Add 1/4 teaspoon of salt and 2 teaspoons of baking powder and it will give you the same results as the self-raising flour. Besides that, we need 3 eggs, 1 tablespoon orange zest, 2 tablespoons orange juice, half a cup oil, 3/4 cup sugar, 1 cup yogurt, 1 teaspoon vanilla extract, and 1.5 cups of blueberries, about 1 tablespoon butter to grease the pan. Besides that, we need 1 cup of orange juice, 1/4 cup of sugar, 1 teaspoon of orange zest. All these 3 ingredients are to make the syrup, and we also need some all-purpose flour to dust the blueberries. I'm going to start by taking a large bowl, and to that I'm going to add the sugar, the orange zest, orange juice, 3 eggs, 1 cup of yogurt, and the 1 teaspoon of vanilla. I'm going to mix these ingredients well before I add the oil, and then after adding the oil I'm going to mix it even more until the oil is absorbed by the batter and it becomes smooth. The batter is now very smooth and all mixed together. To this we are going to add our 1.5 cups of self-raising flour and mix it well so that there are no lumps in the batter. As you can see, the batter is completely mixed. In between, I had switched back to the whisk because the whisk does a better job than a spatula. Now we are going to add our blueberries to it. Before we add the blueberries, we are going to dust the blueberries with some all-purpose flour so that they don't sink to the bottom of the cake. After dusting the blueberries with the flour, I've added them to the batter and I'm going to mix them with a very light hand so they don't get smushed. To bake the cake, I've taken a 9-inch springform pan and I've lined the base with wax paper. For the wax paper to stick, I'm going to just brush a little bit of butter to it. That helps the wax paper to stick better. I've greased the sides of the pan with some butter and the base also so that the cake does not stick to the sides and to the wax paper. After greasing the pan, I've dusted it with a little bit of flour as well. After preparing the pan, I'm going to add the batter to the pan and then I'm going to tap it a little bit so all the bubbles that are inside the cake batter will come to the surface and the cake will be leveled as well. I have preheated my oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. If you have a gas oven, it's going to be gas mark 4. This cake is going to take about 45 minutes to an hour to bake. In between, I'm going to check it after about 40 minutes to see the doneness of the cake. While the cake is baking, I'm going to prepare the syrup. And for the syrup, I've taken 1 teaspoon of orange zest. Make sure you only take the orange part, as the white part is a little bit bitter. Besides the zest, I'm taking 1 cup of fresh orange juice, which I'm going to strain as it has some pulp in it, and then add the sugar to it. I have put the pot on medium heat and let it cook till all the sugar is dissolved in the juice and the mixture has thickened to the consistency of a syrup. The cake has now been baking for 45 minutes, and I've inserted a knife to check the doneness of the cake. The cake is done now. At this stage, I'm going to take the cake out, shut off the oven, and let the cake sit for about 10 minutes to cool down. The cake has now been resting for about 10 minutes. I have made some slits in the cake before pouring the syrup. After pouring the syrup, I'm going to let it rest again for 10 minutes so the cake absorbs the syrup completely. Now I'm going to loosen the sides of the cake and unlatch the pan. This cake is extremely moist, very light, and if you want to make it without the blueberries, it's a perfect orange flavored cake. The cake is now ready. It's a moist, light, and not too sweet cake, and I don't feel guilty if I even have 2 slices with my afternoon tea. Don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. Enjoy!